Okay. Hey, Bryson, long time no see.
I know.
Okay, well, we will not waste any more time. We'll go ahead and get started. Like to welcome Bryson DeChambeau to the interview room here at the AT&T Byron Nelson. Bryson, thanks for joining us for a few minutes. You're making your third start here in the event. I know, obviously, with this somewhat of a home game for you, we could just kind of pick your brain a little bit on your experience with the course. I know you've had at least 9 holes under your belt, so just some thoughts on the course.
Yeah, with how much rain has been presented to this golf course, it's held itself pretty well, and the greens are in immaculate shape. So, hats off to the greenscaping crew and what they've done to keep this golf course in mint condition. And I played here in college. I love this golf course. I think it suits my game a little bit, and hopefully, I can use that to my advantage this week. If I can be hitting it, 190 ball speed and above, I'll have a tremendous advantage, and give myself a good chance to win this week.
And you're coming into the week in great form, 2 wins obviously so far this season, and you worked a top 10 finish last week at Wells
Somehow.
Fargo. And yeah. I'm sure that'll come up again.
uh,
Just some thoughts on how your confidence level with your game right now.
Yeah, my confidence is very high with my putting and wedging, and iron play is okay. It wasn't great last week. Driving was okay, not the best, but I worked on that on Monday and feel pretty confident this week and go in and be definitely top 50 in iron play and number one in sure skating off the tee. I think I could definitely do that this week and hit more fairways this week. If I could accomplish those two things and putt the same way I did last week, I'm gonna be right up there next to the leader.
Okay, well, we'll take a few questions. And just a reminder to those on the call, if you do have a question, please type that into the chat and I'll call on you. And we'll start with Sean Martin, BJTour.com. Sean?
Hey, Bryce, just curious, as the U.S. Open defense nears, can you pinpoint the exact moment when you made that decision to undergo the transformation of the body to hit it further, and what were some of the influences that led up to that decision?
Uh, I had been influenced for a while now watching the World Long Drive Tour, seeing a lot of the guys hit it really, really far, all the way back from Jason Zubak to even Kyle Berkshire now, and just seeing these guys. And it was in 2019. I watched the World Long Drive Championships. And I saw Kyle do what he did and just obliterate the field and hit it with swing speeds that I was baffled by. I'm like, if I could get 10 more percent of, if I could just get 10% of that, extra little gains, what would that mean for me in my performance in the golf course? And so, I talked to my muscle specialist, Greg Roscoff, in late 2019. I said, hey, can we do this? Can we go up in strength and size and everything like that and learn how to hit it farther? He's like, sure, why not? Let's do it. So, fall of 2019, I made that decision to change my body, and that was when I talked about it at Shriners. I knew I was going to have a couple months off, and so I dedicated myself to working out every day and working really hard and getting strong in every position and body motion, and that ultimately allowed me to swing a lot faster, and I saw exponential gains quickly. And as of right now, it's kind of stagnated a little bit, and so for me, I'm trying to figure out ways to move it faster, while it being easier on my body, because I don't want to do this for forever and do these huge speed training sessions and have that be the reason why I'm swinging it fast. I want to just inherently have a faster motion. So we're working on different ways to move it faster.
And the fact that guys like Mark Brody had quantified the advantage of hitting it
Yeah,
farther, we always knew it was an advantage, but now there were numbers behind it.
correct.
How much did that influence you?
I mean, it was massive when I started looking at it, and I talked to Mark a little bit and talked to Chris Como about it. Every 3 yards farther you can hit it, you can be 6 more yards offline or something along those lines. And I was like, whoa, that's powerful, from a strokes gain potential. So let's do it. And that just made this, it solidified the decision to hit it farther.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next we go to Steve DeMeglio with USA Today. Steve.
Bryson, just curious, how long's your commute to this week?
Yeah, it's 27 minutes with no traffic on the toll roads, so not too bad.
Okay. How many times have you played the course, and could you talk a little bit more about why you like it so much?
Yeah, in college I must have played it a dozen times, I would say. And I like the golf course because the greens are in such great conditions. They're bent. I love bent greens. They roll in pure today. They rolled so good. Made a lot of putts out there in the Pro-Am. And the golf course is for the most part wide open. There are areas where you gotta hit it and be precise, but for the most part, it's kind of a bomber's paradise. Hopefully that plays into my hands. If I can hit it somewhat straight and have 190 ball speed, it's going to be pretty helpful on par fives. It was wet and rainy out here today, and I had driver 7-iron in and then driver 4-iron into one of them 12 and 18. So, if I can just get my irons good and driver good, a little bit better than last week, I feel like I can be right in contention.
And that's just quick. What is your calorie intake these days?
It's probably 4,500 to 5,000, maybe more than that, just a little bit more than that. But it's nothing crazy. I'm not 240 like I was. I'm probably around 228 to 230, and just sustaining that right now and just trying to get stronger. I just want my muscles to be firing a lot faster and be more stable.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, we go now to Mark Cannizzaro with the New York Post. Mark.
Hey, Bryson. I'm just kind of curious question about the PGA coming up and what your familiarity is with the Ocean course and how you feel your game is dialed in as we get closer to that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm ramping up. Every time I've had a few weeks in a row, that third or fourth week, I seem to play pretty well. Hopefully this week kind of solidifies it, and maybe I play well and I win this week, and I'm feeling really good going into next week. But Kiwa, I've never played it. I've seen it on TV, obviously, watching Rory do what he did, and he's obviously played really well out there, and I think that his game, his length is a tremendous advantage, as well as mine hopefully will be next week. I think it's one of the longest championships we've ever played, and I'm excited for that because anytime it's a super long golf course, I think it just fits into my hand quite nicely.
And just as a follow-up on Rory, you've gotten to know him a little bit now, and he's a guy that is a pretty good front runner when he gets it rolling, which I think you are to a degree as well. Having done what he just did at Quail, what's your feeling about where maybe he is going into this major, so particularly because he's the last guy that won there as well?
Yeah, he's obviously got great chances. His resolve, we all knew he was going to go back and win at some point. He was struggling, obviously, but his resolve is incredible, and his ability to play the game of golf is undeniably unbelievable. I would say Hall of Fame worthy as time goes on. And I would say that there's numerous facets about his game that if he continues to improve, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time, and will continue to do so for probably the rest of his life. And that's exciting. I like playing against people that are continuing to dedicate themselves to playing the best golf they can possibly play. And I want to play with the best players in the world and continue to challenge myself as well. That's why I play out here. That's why I play against the best. That's why I love it when I see Rory up there on the top of the leaderboard or anybody else. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's something that I thrive off of.
Thanks, Bryson. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Brian Wacker with Golf Digest.
Hey, Bryson. Next week, obviously, they're going to allow rangefinders at the PGA. I'm curious, two things from your perspective. If one, if you see that speeding up play at all, and secondly, how you and Tim will go about using one next week and so forth.
Yeah, I think it's going to help me for when I hit it offline. We're not going to have to go to a sprinkler head and walk 40 yards, 50 yards away from a place to find a number. So there'll be certain times where it'll help. I think it may slow play down in certain scenarios where if you're trying to double check, that may not be great. But again, you have to play under a certain time period. So, for the most part, if players use it in certain situations in a way that allows them to speed up play, that's great. If they're always double checking, I think that's potentially a place where it could maybe slow play down a little bit, which I'm not a fan of at all. But I think in certain scenarios, like for instance, if I hit it offline, there may be a potential for me to utilize that to my advantage to speed up play a little bit.
Just curious, just the follow up. Your guys obviously pretty thorough in your sizing up of a shot. If it's not offline, do you see it as something that you see yourself using to double check things frequently?
No, I don't think we will. We're so good with the numbers, and we've relied on it my entire professional career that we'll keep continuing to trust those numbers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we've got Ben Everill with PGAtour.com. Ben.
Thanks, mate. Hey, Bryson.
Hey, how are you?
Mate, you were talking about going back to when you first made the decision to transform and whatnot. I just want to know, and you may have spoken to this before, but is there a time or a serious point where you worried that it wasn't going to work or it wasn't working how you thought it might?
Yeah, I mean, there's even right now, I'm still wondering how to get faster. I mean, it did work for a little bit. I got faster pretty quick, but then there were times where I would hit it wild off the tee, and I was like, "Whoa, this isn't good. How do I rein this in?" So it's this constant battle between power and accuracy. How do you become more accurate with more speed, and vice versa? How do I then get power and then rein it back in? So I question it every day, to be honest with you. That's something I wake up every morning going, okay, how do I feel? Is my body feeling good compared to, the training that I did yesterday, and how is it going to affect my golf game? Continuing evaluating. But yes, there's been numerous times where I've just felt like, man, this may not be that great. And then the next day I'll come out and swing harder and I'll feel more stable with my golf swing. I'm like, whoa, this is working. What the heck? So it's a continual, I guess, evolution of an adaptation of trying to make sure it's the right thing for me.
I guess I wonder if plan B, C, D, E, F, or whatever it might have been, was ever one of them reverting completely back?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, there was a point in time when I started this early on, and I tried to get to 190 ball speed. I remember, and there was times where I was swinging out of my butt, and literally I was like, man, this is not good for my body. I can't do this. And I remember waking up the next day, I'm like, dude, my hands hurt, everything hurts. What am I doing? And then, it healed, and I got back out there the next time, and I was already faster. And I was like, whoa, okay, maybe this is good. I don't know. And so, it's this continual evaluation in the body and accuracy and how far I'm hitting it. There were numerous times where I definitely felt like I had to backtrack for a little bit.
All right, cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Bryson, we'll leave you. I've just got one last question, and then we'll cut you loose. Just wanted to get your thoughts on how excited you were for Austin Corn Ferry Tour. How cool is that?
Oh man, he's such a grinder. He's such a hard worker. I mean, he is a really good friend of mine, and we were unbelievably close in college, and he has worked so hard to get to this position. And I think, as I saw Harry talk to Austin after he won as well. I think he elicited it so great that, he's so deserving of this victory. He has worked his entire life to be able to be a professional golfer. And I knew him from junior golf. We grew up playing junior golf together, and, he beat me in the California State Junior one year, and I was so mad. I'm like, how does this little scrawny kid beat me? And gave him so much so much crap. And I think that the most important thing that I was able to do for him was hopefully inspire him, because I played pretty well in college, hopefully inspire him to keep going and keep working hard and keep his focus on the game of golf. And then obviously Jesse is his rock, and I think that their relationship together has helped spur him on to be the best golfer he can possibly be. And for me too, I think it's going to be cool if we have another pony out here. That's going to be special. You got Kelly, Harry, Austin, and I. That'll be pretty special to have numerous amount of ponies out here.
Okay, well that's perfect. Well, that's all we've got for you. We appreciate your time as always, and have a great week.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.